When you turn your time card in on the 22nd, that'll be your last one. You need to turn it in that day because that'll be the last one before break. On that time card, you need to put your ending mileage on your vehicle, whatever vehicle it is you may be in at that point. Okay? Turn it in. If you're not in your bus, we also need to know the ending mileage on your bus, the one you normally drive. So if you're in a van taking a kid to Mays Elementary for the next 3 weeks, and we're going to need the mileage off of that van, and you're also going to need the mileage off of your bus. Put them both on that time card.
Did parents need to write down the mileage as well?
Nope, just drivers. Just whoever's driving. Any question on the mileage? Phew, quick. I think you gave us this one last year. I wrote pretty good. Anything else on the payroll that we need to discuss? Okay. COVID update. You cannot discuss anything COVID related with anyone other than office personnel. Don't discuss the chances that someone's been exposed, that they tested positive, or anything about any COVID cases. Nada. That's a HIPAA thing. No discussions. So if you tested and it came back negative and you want to talk to somebody, great. If I test positive and I tell you, you can't go tell her or him. That's none of their business. We can't do that. If I want to tell you because it was me, I'm fine with that. HIPAA's fine with that. You can't discuss it beyond that. Or if I test positive, you can't go beyond that. Do not tell your kids on your bus that somebody tested positive or negative, or that a para tested positive or negative. That just starts a whole big snowball thing. Okay, any questions on that? You must still wear your mask and stay away from each other. 6 feet, don't cluster up in the meeting room. When we go remote next week, don't gather in the hallways or in the offices. Don't gather out there. The numbers are skyrocketing. Keep distance, keep everybody healthy, keep everybody safe. We've actually been told we might rotate the office staff. I don't know if it'll be every other day or every other week, so that if one office staff member gets it, we still have half of the office that hasn't caught anything, so we can keep going. If you continue to transport if you are continuing to transport during the remote schooling, you have to sanitize your buses. We have to continue to do that. Make your students use the hand sanitizer as they enter and enforce those masks. We still cannot tell you who tests positive on your bus unless they are right behind you or they're in close proximity to you. We'll let you know if we know. I promise, if we know something, we're telling you guys. But there's a lot of times that you'll end up with 3 or 4 that just disappear for a week or 2. We don't know why. They don't tell us that. Here's the kicker. If you have one student disappear on your bus, just one here and one there, they were probably exposed to somebody because it's just one kid. If you have an entire group of kids gone, this whole 6-seat section gone, somebody in the middle probably tested positive. I can't tell you who it was, but it's not going to take a genius to figure it out. But you can't say anything to anybody about it. Okay? We're going to play dumb on it. Okay. Any questions regarding COVID? Okay. Things are going to change a little bit. Routes are not going to be run in the big buses nearly as much for the next, I don't know how long. We're going to shift more to minivans and mini buses. And it just depends on who's in them, but we're not going to be running the big buses. So we'll have routes with the smaller vehicles. And because we don't have routes for everybody, and Richard told me, I don't care if you give everybody just one kid that's getting a ride, everybody is working. If they want paid, they're going to work. Even if it's just an hour a day. They have to report in, they have to turn in a time card. We're not doing it like we did in the spring. We're not giving everybody a free ride. When people came back, they complained because they had to do this and they didn't get paid, and he said, we're not ever going to do that again. So, everybody has to report. So that's what the list is that's going around. If we don't have a route for you yet, don't panic because a lot of the schools haven't turned their stuff in, so there's still stuff coming in. We also have all the big buses, since we're not going to be running most of them, still need to be run. It's winter time, they're going to need started, the engines need to run, the batteries need to run. So we're going to have people running buses out to Mount Hope or wherever. I think the wash bay, is it done?
Yes.
So we're automatic, right?
Correct. You still need a guide, especially the first time you go through, so you get the timing down. But yeah.
Sorry? They need what?
A guide.
Oh, a guide. I thought you said to drive, and I'm like,
He's got to have a guy out there.
anyways, So the buses are gonna need to be, we're gonna go ahead and get them washed this, next couple of months. All of the vans, they're all white. They show all the dirt that's getting kicked up across the street and down on the corner. We can run them through the car wash, pick up trash that might be getting in them. I don't anticipate that a lot of these vehicles are gonna go out unless we've got paras and stuff that need them, but that's kind of where we're at. We have seats that need to be repaired, we can show you how to do that. It's gonna be odds and ends, so bear with us. I know it's not all gonna be fun. I'm wanting to get you a check, and this is how they told me that we have to do it, if we're gonna do it. Okay? Any questions on that before we move on? Okay. This is an email that Richard sent out. Some of you got it, some of you did not. I didn't, and I don't know why, but if you need, it just says, Maine School District, we've already developed it, it's already done. They're doing remote learning for everybody. They're gonna have a classroom set up in all the schools. So if you are scheduled to come in at 11, but your student should be on a Zoom meeting, your student can still come with you and go into this classroom, and they'll have a teacher or a para sitting there to help them through their Zoom meeting while you're out doing your round, or you're out doing your whatever. So if you want to bring them, if your time works and you're okay with bringing your kids, you can take advantage of this. You have to go online and fill this out. Tell them what school they're going to, how old they are, what grade. Do you want, okay, the kicker of this is you cannot put down your kids all day, every day, 8 hours a day, and only come in for an hour a day. It's not a daycare. It is just, no, you cannot do that. Is that what?
Madden?
Huh?
What about Madden?
No, we can't put Madden, I already said.
No, I have information.
Oh. So you can only do it for the time that you're here. They understand that our schedules fluctuate, so you don't have to dedicate a time, but you can take advantage of this. So if you're comfortable with your student being in the school with staff, they do all their spacing, and they have to wear the masks, you can take advantage of this. If you're not, and the schedule that's out going around is not going to work for you because they're in the middle of a Zoom meeting or something, let me know. We'll figure, don't yell at me, just say, hey, this is what's going on, can we change it? I am happy to work with you. Okay? Any questions on this?
If you have questions on this, come see me. I've already got the email. If you haven't got it and you want it, immediate your children. If the grandchildren do not qualify, nieces and nephews do not. They've got to be your children. There's time restrictions, like Craigwood, I know goes 8 to 4. So it's not a full day, like 8:30 to 5:30. But if you want that information, come get with me and I'll make sure you get it.
And I think it's, you have to be a guardian. If
Yeah,
you're a guardian of your
guardian.
grandkids or something, that's fine. They have to be your kids, okay? So duties, this should be saying duties, not just driver duties, because if you work for Maze in transportation, everybody has to work. So everyone that wants to continue getting a check through the shutdown has to be required to be here every single day. The list that's going around, if you're not on it, we can run Baptism at Mount Hope, clean, fuel, wash vans, seat repairs. We will start running transporting routes. We did it a little bit over the summer and at the beginning of the school year. Routes obviously are nothing like what we did back then, so we will redo those. We have some lot stuff that needs done, and then whatever else. There's a list going around, and this is going to change. Don't get your, we're not going to, it's going to change. It's COVID. It'll be different next week.
But Kathy, this is just till like this till the 23rd, because we're off. So.
If they bring us back, yes.
Right. Okay.
If we don't come back, this is for however long we're shut down.
Okay. But as long as there's the days that we would have normally worked.
Yes. If it's a normal work, yes, exactly. If we're
Thanksgiving
scheduled,
break,
you're not going to come in over break or, yeah,
I
any
just
of that
wanted
good
to
stuff.
make that clear.
Yeah, very good, very good. Any other questions on this? Yes.
So, and I think I understand, but so that list where they have our name and an assignment, that is a daily assignment, that's not just for Monday?
That's correct.
Okay.
As long as nothing changes between now and then, that'll be your assignment until break. Yes.
It showed me going to, taking some kids to Mays South Elementary in the morning. What about the afternoon?
You don't have anything in the afternoon. All I have to do is have you on campus one time for about an hour, and that's all they care. So, yes.
Yeah, the list showed me that I only have to go to Valley Center in the afternoon. But what about for in the morning?
That's what he just asked. You only have to come in once,
Yeah, just-
one time a day. If you are one of those people and you go, there is no way that's going to work for me. I have to have something to do. Come see us, because we've got plenty to do. We've got, like I said, the buses need run. We need wash-ins, all that stuff.
I don't have an assignment, do I need to check in with you and, or how does
Today,
that-
you'll have, everybody, when you leave the office today, when you leave this afternoon, everybody will have something in your box for Monday morning. As of right now, you may just be running a bus to Mount Hope because we don't have all of school. They haven't turned. What I've been told is your special ed kids are the main ones that are gonna be coming to school next week. And if there's, that is K through 12, pre-K through 12, should be just sped kids. Your middle and high schoolers, you may have some that are needing extra help. Maybe they're not getting the grades they need a little more hands-on. You might have some of those as well. But as of right now, those are the only ones going. There's 80 staff member and there's 40 kids. So we've doubled everybody, almost everybody up on a route because they are sped, we can do that. We've tried to pick somebody that you seem to get along with. And then we tried to be courteous of if you have kids to give you maybe an earlier route so you can be home by the time Zoom meeting starts or whatever. But like I said, if it doesn't work, let us know. But right now, you'll have at least a time to be here on Monday. And then if we don't have an assignment for you as of now, we'll have something for you by Monday.
Okay.
Even if it's running a bus to Mount Hope. Okay, any other questions? Yolanda?
We didn't discuss this, but what if they're scheduled to work a day, they call in sick, do they have to use their personal time? That's a good.
Technically, yes. Yes,
Just wanna make sure
technically,
we
yes.
start.
Yeah. If you don't show up for work, it still counts as a no call, no show, you can be terminated over it. So if something doesn't work, let us know.
Question on pay, if you have to test for COVID, you have to be out for 2 weeks,
Yeah, they take care of that.
they take care of that.
I think, is it 90 hours? You're
80
allowed up to
80
90.
hours.
Sorry? 80 hours. It's 2 weeks. So
It
you,
also gets hairy on if you have to test for COVID though, right?
Right.
If you elect to test, there may be a change.
Yes.
Right. If you're required for us to get tested, yes, good point. Anything else? Okay. This is easier than I thought it was gonna be.
Just wait, we're not.
Yeah, we're not done yet. Actually, we're getting really close. I don't know why that was in there. That was from last year. Oh, the spots. You guys, especially our new drivers, if you leak fuel out on the fuel island, just sprinkle this kitty litter over the top of it, so that it can absorb.
New,
Yes, they're.
don't know, the white box over here,
Yes.
that's got kitty litter, gloves, and paper towels. Okay, we'll get paper towels.
If we need something in there, secrets.
The only other thing that I have on that fuel bank
Huh?
is if you're courteous enough when you're done fueling, make sure the thing's not locked. Because when you open that and you flip the lever, gas comes spewing out because the people who finished didn't unlock it before they hung it up. I've had that happen to me multiple times. I know a couple people in here who are guilty of doing it.
I just see you coming, Val, and then I do
I
it.
love it.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Tell you what,
about? There's that
that's what it
arm
should
and
look
that
like.
lever that
I've
locks it into place.
it's been busy. Fuel bay,
No,
two
our
things.
fuel pump.
Are we okay? All right. The diesel one is getting ready, they're getting ready to add a longer neck, so the splashback shouldn't happen nearly as much, if at all.
Yeah.
Second thing, when you're going through the fuel bay, if you're going outwards, continue to go, especially if you're during bus times, because not everybody can see. So if you're doing bus,
Go all the way out to the
yeah,
road.
go out and go all the way out, you
119.
can go through the parking lot.
Not UE in the
Yeah.
parking lot.
Just safer.
If it's busy, and go around,
Yes.
okay?
One direction.
It's okay for maintenance.
Any other questions on the maintenance bay, or dang it, the fuel bay?
You already said it.
I looked at Ron and thought, okay. Before we go any further, Ron, or you guys, do you have anything to add in?
I just had, you said we're gonna use mostly mini buses. Or is it gonna be more than what you would normally use?
Yes, all the mini buses.
Okay, so we need to make sure all the spares are ready if needed and.
Yeah, they'll all be out running. Yes,
Should we plug our buses in tonight?
Yes.
or leave
Your
them
big ones?
unplugged?
yes. They are working on, and it may already be in effect, but, Mike Rickenbrod is working on
It's
a
already done.
system where it turns the power off out there
Oh,
when we don't need it and turns it back on a couple hours before we're out start.
It's done.
Is it
does
done?
by
Yeah, it's
temperature.
already done.
So, yeah, whenever long breaks, you can leave your buses plugged in because it's based on temperature. They're all hooked to one sensor and it turns them off and on as needed.
Yeah.
Kathy, if they're all gonna be driving different vehicles, everybody here needs to know that you need to sweep the bus, empty the trash, and fuel it. Don't wait for it to get down to a quarter a tank for the next group that has to use it. Fill the bus.
If you run a weekend run for some reason, if they're still going for whatever, those buses will not have electricity. There will be no power on the island on the weekend, but those, just maybe a note for Deronda too. If you're driving a newer one, you're not gonna need it anyway, it'll be fine. But if for whatever reason you have to take an older one, it will not have been plugged in, you'll need to keep that in mind. Okay? All right. Any other questions? Anything you guys need to add? Anything else? No?
Should we top off the tanks on the big buses
Yes,
this
leave them
Friday
full,
before we leave tonight?
if you can. Or you can do it next week when you're coming in so everybody's not fighting over the fuel bin. What'd you